I believe I am live. I believe I am live. So, right now, I'm just finishing up my writs on my main character. And then we're going to get started. I'm a little frustrated right now by the news, but I'm going to try to ignore it. Learn how to let things go. Because there's nothing I can do about it, right? Feeling bad doesn't help anyone. Although it does make me feel like I'm wrong to feel bad about it, but whatever. To not feel bad about it, I mean to say. I'm not making sense this morning. So last night, the real war hamster was so kind enough, him and Sweatherby, to do some Cragloin delves with me, in order to group delves, in order to get pieces of the ebon horse dude mount. The only reason why I wanted them was not because I actually care about the mount, was mainly because I just wanted I wanted the experience so that I could level up and get the 5 out of 5 antiquarian stuff. So I did get that, so that was happy days. After they logged, I was able to do that, and that was really a good thing. I was very happy about that. So I don't usually group with anyone because I'm a big old baby potato who gets scared, but I was comfortable enough with those two who were doing nothing but dancing on walls that I was okay with that. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick up a couple of small items. The first coming from my old misspell. And then we're gonna go to an apartment, set it up to look like the way it is when we first go to the apartment. And then we're going to decorate it. I have to move some stuff out of some of my smaller apartments, but one of my smaller apartments. I think I could do that probably fairly easily. So this is going to be, at least for a little part of it, I would like to do a little bit of stuff for beginners because I was asked about that, and I think it's a really good idea. Wonderful idea, as a matter of fact. Hold on a second. I might even have some of these little stupid tables. Good, he left. All right, table. Nope. I want one of those little tea table type stooly things. Ah, there we go. Tea table carved. I only have 3. Okay. So let's see where I can pick them up. And let me close my door. And then once I do that, hopefully my lag will clear up and I can let people know that I'm streaming. But I want to pick up the stuff first because I would rather start I'd rather start when I'm sitting in the ready to go apartment. Hey Leslox, how's it going? We are going to pick up some stuff and then head over to an apartment. Where did these guys go? Here they are. These guys might not actually have what I need. I hate to look before I go, and that's my mistake. They do. Okay. Stool, tea table. That's exactly what I wanted. All right, let's go to... We'll go to Golden Griffin. That probably has the least amount of items in it. We're going to talk about... Somebody came on yesterday and asked me about doing more videos for noobs. You know, people just starting out. And I think it's a good idea. That shit looks pretty. Shirt. Oh, I thought you were talking about something we saw. Thank you. It's bunching up a little bit. Problem with having boobs, as I'm sure you know. Let me just pull all this stuff back, and then we'll get started. So, I figured I'd do this for peeps, see if it helps out. I'm pretty sure this is how it looks when you get it. Not positive, but it's the way that most apartments look when you first get them, right? They just look like they're, all right, I'm telling people on streaming. Today, I'm feeling really down. I've had a week of just pain, and 2 weeks actually. And one of my friends is suffering. He lost someone close in his life, and I hate seeing my friends suffer. And I'm having issues because, you know, as I was just saying, the news. So I'm trying to stay positive, stay cheery. I'm going to look at some pretty houses, and we're going to see what we could do. So now that we've announced it, let's get going. All right, so you just bought an apartment. This one just happens to be the one in Eleanor. This is the Golden Griffin. Oh, awesome. I can't wait to see it when it's done. And this one is basically the way that it looks when you first get your first apartment. And this is 30 slots, not a lot. And you're like, shit, I just got a house. So what do I do with it? Well, the first thing they do is they tell you to furnish it. And we're going to pretend like I showed you how to do that yet. I'm going to be fine in time. You can buy a stool. And this is how you see those little swirls. It's a little confusing. All you need to know is right click, puts it on the ground so that you can actually sit on it. And to get into editing mode, you need to use F5. So F5. Then you hit R to look at your inventory. And then you pull out. This is kind of funny when you consider that Les Laxton and I have done housing for so long, but somebody's got to start somewhere. And here's a tea table, and you hit right click, and there you go. And now you have a candle and a tea table. And this is usually how everybody starts, like this. And they're like, this is pathetic. What do I do with my house? I'm so depressed. I hope I'm getting to feel better too. So what do? Well, each of the major zones has its own furnishings vendors, and some of them are the same exact things, some of them aren't. So here's a great website that you're going to want to know called Lovely North, and I believe it's a .com. Now, have you only done it for 5 months? I thought you'd been doing it for much longer. Go to Lovely North. They have all of the different things you can buy and where you can buy them. Okay? So we're just going to look at Eleanor's because we're there already. But each zone has a little bit of a difference in what the vendors sell. And we're not talking about traders. We're talking about vendors. So we're talking about people who sell furnishings in the game as NPCs. If I don't crash out with lag, I hope I'm not really lagged right now because that would really suck. All right, here we go. We've got the little furnishing people, and they're right across from the crafting area in Eleanor. Now what you've got is you've got the Holiday Achievement Furnisher, you've got the Global Achievement Furnisher, you've got the Achievement Furnisher, and then you've got the Home Goods Furnisher. The one I'm talking about is the Home Goods Furnisher. You talk to her, and she's got wood blocks, she's got bushes, she's got coral shelves, she's got clotheslines, and here's our little stool. This is where I bought it from. Wow, that's impressive. We've got trees. We've got the tea table I showed you. This isn't, I think, at every single one. Lots of trees. And the very, very popular blooming ginkgo. And this is popular because it drops flowers. It drops those petals. This is probably, see them floating away in there as I spin it? Yeah, that's what it does. So that's a very popular one. Now, if you wanted to buy some things for your house, you could probably buy them here. As you do areas and advance and complete quests and achievements and whatnot, this guy will start to open up more, or any achievement vendor in the area in which you're working will start to open up more and more items. So you can buy this, you can buy this, all sorts of nifty stuff, depending on what you've unlocked. Now you can see I've not completed Savior because these are red, so you can't buy these. I haven't completed Savior of Somerset yet, so, or Cloud Rest, because I don't actually do any trials or anything, or any of that kind of stuff. Wish I had, but hey Bayushi, I have not, and so I can't get some of these beautiful items, but I could get other ones, and I've used them. So what do you could probably put some banners on your walls that you pick up as you do achievements. You can put lights, you can put all sorts of things in your house, and this is pretty much the way that people start, is they get achievements, and after they first initially decorate their home, they can fill it with some achievements. The next thing I want to tell you about is you probably also got furnishings from when you went to whatever different, you know, if you did a dungeon with someone, sometimes you'll get a trophy. Sometimes if you do, I think it's a vet dungeon, you'll get a bust. You'll get different awards. And so we're going to, I'll show you how to access those real quick. Now I know this is really basic stuff for some people, but it's also incredibly new for some other people. And I just want to go over it once, and I'm not going to bother anybody with it, but let's go in. So where you would find them is you go into your gallery, right? And then you look at Undaunted Busts. This would be for Vet Crypts of Hearts. And so you could put that one down. And then gallery, you have Undaunted Trophies. So if you killed Elden Hollow 2, you've got this dude, and here he is on a trophy. And a lot of people, well, then now you have a goal, Bayushi. A lot of people have entire homes that are just like this. Just trophies and stuff, because they want to display all of their achievement items, all of their trophies, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's other achievement items like the Vardenfell scale model. A lot of people will have that in their homes. As you can see, I just got an error. It says you do not have room for any more collectible furnishings in this house. Why? It's how they get you to buy bigger houses. This is only a 30 slot house, but you're limited by collectibles. So these count as collectibles. So you can't put that many in. And then you go, oh crap, so what am I gonna do? I gotta buy more houses? How? Well, you go under, there's a couple of different ways, but the best way I think is to go under U for collections. You see this housing section here? Go to not collected, and you can pick one of these homes, any of these homes, and then you just go to preview. We're not going to buy this house, but I'll show it to you. Now, some houses are gold, some houses are crown, and some houses require achievements for you to own them. And until you complete that achievement, you'll never buy that house. But it depends. So here you go. You got furnished and unfurnished. The observatory prior only comes in crowns right now. So you would have to pick which one you want to do. Obviously, furnished is a little bit more. And you can hit preview and you can see it furnished. And you could go inside and you can see it furnished if you want. Sometimes people buy homes furnished because the furnishings inside are worth a lot. And then they sell those and try to make money every which way, but that's up to you. Twin Arches is a good deal. Blackvine Villa is an excellent deal. Kragan Home is an excellent deal. There's a whole bunch of homes that are really worth it, in my opinion. Super cheap, less than 100K in most cases, And in the case of Kragenholm, you can actually sell the coals that come with the house, even unfurnished, and make back more than you spent on the house itself. Yes, exactly. So, I don't know why I didn't end up in one of my homes, but I didn't. So let's go look at one of those. This is my twin arches. It is not decorated. Right now I use it as a storage house because I have too much stuff. How did I end up with too much stuff? Well, mainly from buying things from the Crown store, which were bound. And let me show you what I mean. Because I want to show you how to buy things from the Crown store that are not currently featured. This is not something that I figured out right away. It took me kind of a long time before I knew you could buy things from the Crown store in the house itself. So here's my storage house, right? I've got a bunch of different things like achievements. These are all achievement banners that I got from doing things and then winning them, you know, essentially. So I have this is from a Crown crate, this banner here. And then this is from a Crown crate. And so what that means is I can't sell this. I can't go and put this on the store and sell it because it's from a Crown item. So they want to sell it for real money, and so I can't resell it. So a lot of this stuff ends up stuck. And you may end up having to do what everybody else does eventually at some point. And that's to get I'm just going to pick some of these up and try to sell them because I have some extras here, is to get a storage house. And that's sort of what most people do at a certain point. Some of these that I'm picking up also are rare drops. This is craftable, but I couldn't sell it. Things like that. You may want to hold on to things that you don't know if you're going to use or not. This is all parlor items right now. We'll talk about fishing items later, but this is one of them. So I'll pick that up so that we can talk about that. All right, so we're in Twin Arches. Look at this pretty, yeah. Yes, I did talk about that, but we'll say it more specifically. You can't resell the achievement items either, so it's not just Crown items, but also achievement items. Like this is an achievement item, believe it or not, this fence thing. It's from fencing a certain amount of items, so you can't resell this. How do you know if you can't resell it? Look at your inventory. There should be, let me pick this one up and I'll show you. If you look at it, see that on the upper right-hand corner, it says bound. That means you can't sell them. You also can't buy them without you actually having completed the particular achievement. So those are parlor items. We're going to put those suckers down, but you get the idea. Now let's talk about Crown items, since we've got a couple of them right here, right? If you go into F5, actually let's go the normal way first. Most people who want to go to the Crown store go up into the upper left-hand corner, and they have this. If you click on it, you can see their stuff here. And some people will buy houses from there directly, such as, for example, you can preview houses and buy them from here. There's also furniture. Let's say you want to buy this Khajiit Life pack. Well, first you want to see what's in it. So right-click it and hit Bundle Details. And then you get to see, okay, so here's all these items that come with that particular pack. Maybe you want all this stuff. Maybe you want to build a farm. So you can buy this from the Crown store. But what about all of the other things that you might want to buy from the Crown store? This is how you access it. You go into F5, which is your builder. You hit R, and see this tab here, Purchase? Click here. And then what you will see is all of the items that you can buy from the Crown store with real money / as, you know, crowns. Now, most Crown sellers will, if you give them a full list and are very thorough about it, will sell you this stuff. They'll have to go to, oh, you're welcome. Oh, you're just fine, no problem. I can help you figure it out later too if it still doesn't look right. So this stuff you can buy from the crown seller, even though it isn't featured. You can buy these stuff at any time. So what you need to do is remember F5, go into the purchase tab. But what I would recommend is figure out which of these items are craftable. Don't buy craftable items from here. It's not worth spending real money on. You're better off buying those things from a trader, which we'll get to, or but for things that you can't, you can buy them through here. Or if you just are impatient and you want all the vampiric crap and you're not willing to wait, it's your money. But my suggestion to you would be to definitely, I'm looking for that stupid cardinal painting. I need that cardinal painting and I don't think it drops. If I can find it. I don't know if it's for sale. There is a cardinal painting in Solitude, and I totally want to buy it. This video is gonna suck for editing and I don't even care, but I totally want this. A lot of these drop. Don't buy the ones that drop. What? Well, what? Well, what? What am I missing? Show you what? The cardinal painting? Sure. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I'll show it to you. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's a reason why my guild gets that particular trader. It's because of the cardinal painting. Cardi of EHT fame is actually the GM, one of the GMs, although no longer acting, of Divine Design Alliance, whenever he's able to be around, which isn't often. But he was before he started working for Zoss. And so our guild tries to get the trader with the cardinal painting right next to it. Here's the painting. If I can get off my mouth, Jesus, something is just killing me. This is the Cardi painting. You see it? Isn't that pretty? So far, it doesn't drop. But we all want it so bad. Isn't that gorgeous? I really want that painting. If it was Crown, I'd buy it. But it doesn't appear to be sellable via Crown. But this is a good example. Yeah, this is the housing guild, one of the housing guilds I'm in. Divine Design Alliance. It's run by Wubin now. Cardi had some input in, but not really anymore. But here's what you need to know for buying furnishings. So in case you want to buy furnishings from traders who are all over, you can find traders everywhere. On NA, I think I can invite you right now if you're interested. I'm pretty sure that I'm an officer. If you're interested. If not, let me know. We're at $4.99. We have a spot. You are invited. You have the last slot. Okay, so there's traders everywhere. Some traders, like Divine Design Alliance, I can say our name, really I can. We have mostly furnishings because we have mostly furnishings. Oh, I just sent you an invite. So when you log in on NA, you should have an invite waiting for you. You're welcome. And so if you come over here and you, wait, let me just say something. And come less lax. All right. You can shop, but this is what I suggest, okay? First of all, I don't have any of my shopping add-ons here, but look, what you can do is get an add-on. You need, if you're doing this from anything like, if you're doing this from a PC, you want to get Master Merchant, so you see what things are worth, and you want to get possibly TTC. If you're not in any trading guilds, that would be your best bet, which is Tamriel Trade Center. And then you want without a doubt, you absolutely need Awesome Guild Store, because those are the best ways to purchase things, knowing if you're overpaying or not, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So this is where you want to go with those add-ons. Now, say you're not currently on one of those, I would say I'm not really sure how people charge or know what to charge, but perhaps Tamriel Trade Center's website would help you. You know, I can't really give good advice about console, but point is, you can buy furnishings from almost any trader at all, but to know if you're paying a decent price or not, you need to get those add-ons. I hate to say it, but it's really the only way. The other way of getting stuff like this that you don't have to buy, perhaps, is asking guildies or crafters to make some of them for you. For example, let's say you don't want 20 rugs, because who does, J-Heart? This is so silly that they sell in pack for 20. Nobody needs 20 rugs, dude. This is a bad idea. Nobody needs 40 cowhides. I know he's pushing this. This is actually a quest. I mean, a challenge he's doing in Spicy right now, which I am in. Saying, you know, make a group of 5 or more and bunch them together and sell them in heavy groups. And it's just not a good idea. I personally completely disagree with him on this one. Which is allowed. You're allowed to disagree. So let's say you don't want 40 of these, and you say to your guildies, can anyone make me this Solitude rug cowhide? I'll give you the mats. Give them the mats for it. They will make it for you. Boom, done. Usually you can give them a tip, but it depends on the guildie. Sometimes they don't want your tip. Sometimes they do. That would be the way to go about getting crafted items without having to buy them from, say, a guild. Or make them yourself, right? Now, if you want to make them yourself, you would go under consumables, you'd find furnishing plan, and you would pull up one of these, right? Now, these I think you can buy from regular vendors, like these you might be able to buy from the carpenters. But the point is sometimes people buy things and they resell them. Let me show you. Let's see if anyone's doing it here. No one's doing it here. That's nice of them. Sometimes what people do is they will buy style materials like molybdenum. This one I'm going to buy because it's less than 15 gold a piece. NA, not usually, because J-Heart corners that. Now, you see, per unit, 13. Beautiful. Fine. If you were to buy these from a vendor, so the person standing next to, you know, the blacksmithing or whatever, these would go for 15 gold a piece. All this person is doing is buying them and reselling them to you for 21 gold instead of 15. So you're paying extra for them to have just walked a couple of feet and bought these things, and now they're reselling it to you. So don't buy materials from a trader ever. It's a bad call. But if you want to do with furnishings, excuse me, I went to the wrong slot. Consumables, furnishing plan, hit search. Here's all the furnishing plans. You buy one, and you need to have the materials for them. It can get costly. If you're just getting started out, though, buy them. It's more affordable than buying the plan. You're not going to make up the money by reselling it. Like what a lot of people do when they first start out. They're like, oh, I'll buy this expensive plan. I'll eat it. And then I'll make myself some. And then I'll sell those things. The remaining things, like candles or whatever. I'll sell these extra candles to make back the money I spent on the plan. That almost never works because furnishings, like Bayushi just said, tend to go for below the cost of craft. So you almost always lose money. The only place that I would say that makes sense is certain things, like sometimes food makes sense, like grapes or bananas or things like, you know, like that. And sometimes very new items make back the money, but that drops so fast. Like the solitude items, good luck. That's dropping like through the floor as we speak. I wouldn't get on board with the solitude or vampire items unless it's completely and utterly rare. And then the last thing is that sometimes worth money is anything that's animated. So sometimes like certain lights, certain machinery, you can probably make back some money with, but not a ton. I wouldn't go into furniture if you want to strike it rich, is basically what I'm saying. Here, if you go into, here's the solitude furnishing vendors. So we've got over here, we have the regular furnishing vendors.
Looking to settle in here among those.
What she's saying is also correct. I'll read it for people on YouTube. New plans for short period of time. Redguard. Some elsewhere items, some Alinor stuff. Correct. Now, what some people do, because they're scummy, is they will buy items from the furnishing vendors in different areas. Let's say sting vines, these new ferns. They'll buy them for 100 gold a piece, and then they'll sell them to you for like 200 gold a piece. In some ways, they're doing a service because some people don't have the DLC. And so how do those people get these plants if they don't have the DLC? Well, usually they ask a friend to go buy them some for 100 gold a piece instead of paying a premium. But there you go. Other people are just out to scam you. And you can go to like, let's say Deshawn and buy as many rough clotheslines as you want for 100 gold a piece, and they're selling them to you for 200 gold a piece. You know, how do you avoid that? There is a add-on that is called Furniture Catalog. See this here? What you want from Furniture Catalog is it will tell you where things can be purchased from. So if I had it on right now and I moused over this plant cluster, it would say underneath the large house item, it would say, can be purchased from blah in Solitude for 250 or whatever it is. So that's how you know and you don't get scammed. Add-ons. It's sad that we have come to this, but we have come to this. This is the achievement vendor and in the new area. And you can get, once you've finished a bunch of the quests, you can get some of these lovely items, which are okay. But the boat is for reals, yo. But that requires trials, I believe. And this is like a fishing net and whatnot. And I haven't done any fishing. Fishing is, we'll get to that. So before you buy something, how do you know what it looks like? My suggestion for you is to go to, hold on, if I could type. Go to ESO Fashion. It sounds like it just does it for clothes, but it doesn't. It's actually, it's got furniture as well. So this is the link. And if you want to look at what something looks like and you don't have access to it through the Crown Store to look at, this is actually even better than looking at it through the Crown Store. Reason being because you can actually see, they put a person, like a character, next to the item so you can actually see the relative size of what something is. So that's what you want to do there is if you want to research it first, you can look at it on MMO Fashion. That's what most of us do, ESO Fashion. Most of us do it that way. Another thing, I know I'm throwing so much at you, but this is just the way it goes. There's so much. Friday nights through Sunday morning, through Monday morning. Actually, I don't know what time he leaves on Sunday. So there is a vendor, a luxury vendor, who comes to Cold Harbor and he sells things. Each item that you see is only available once a year for that weekend. It may come back, it may not. The next year. So what a lot of people used to do is they used to load up on this shit and then sell it later, like 6 months down the line when nobody has it anymore. That can work, but I can tell you I've done the math and most things depreciate and aren't worth stocking up and trying to pull that game with. Just saying. I know some people suggest it. I don't agree with them. I think I've noticed that you lose about 8% of the value on average. Now this is where he would show up. This is Cicero's in Cold Harbor. And he pops on Friday nights, and you'll see a whole shit ton of people standing here, blowing off emotes and whatnot. And just wait for him to come, and then you see what he has. And it's usually 4 or 5 different items. And you can buy them from him at usually between, once it was 0, and like I think the most expensive thing ever was $250,000, and that was the giant windmills. These are more achievement items like you can buy in Cold Harbor if you've opened the achievements. Yeah, that's ugly. Losing half your money, half your investment to try to make a profit. So I'm telling you, it's not worth it. But you see how each of these furnishing vendors sell things that are slightly different? I mean, some of them are the same, but like you can't get these Cold Harbor rocks anywhere else. And these are, except unless you buy a house with them, like Cold Harbor. And these are amazing for building. So basically, I've now shown you regular vendor items, achievement items, luxury items, busts and trophies, Crown Store, and then previewing on ESO Fashion, and Lovely North for regular items. Now, there's 2 last things that I want to talk to you about. Found items / fishing items, okay? From fishing, sometimes you can pull up certain items, like fish. You can also, oops, I went in the wrong house. You can also get kelp, you can get coral, a whole bunch of things can be pulled up by fishing. So if you fish and you're going for the achievement, you can get a whole ton of aquarium type stuff if that's your thing. So let's look at furnishings again, right? So you'll see a lot of people are selling these paintings, these lower value paintings. Those can be found. They come from chests mainly. So if you're running around and you're popping open chests for fun and profit, quite literally, this is where those come from. Then you have all sorts of different things that will fall, like letters. You can steal those. You can steal a ton of stuff. Skulls can be stolen in Oregon. One day I will do an entire show on what you can steal and where, but until that day, here is the link to a list of what you can steal, where you can steal it. The list includes mushrooms, axes, bread, skulls, mugs, fishing rods, fish, bounty posters, candles, furniture designs from laborers, soul gems, inkwells, coffin case, furnishing plan, etc. So those are, hey Miserary, those are things that you can steal and perhaps sell them if you don't want them, like a stack of papers. If you don't want the stack of papers, you could sell them. Or you could use them in your house. Why not, right? Contracts, another thing you can steal. Have this on your desk so it looks like your fancy person has done amazing things and is signing a contract. This comes from fishing. This is another fishing item. So a lot of people fish and sell what they get. So that's how you get those amazing items. Last but not least, let's say that you don't have the room. Let's say you use up all 30 items in your room, and now you're sad. Because it's like, okay, but 30 items is just goes like that. What do I do? If you don't have the money or you don't want to buy a new house, The other thing you could do is EHT, which is a whole other story that we won't get into right now. But I will say that I do have a past episode on how to get started in EHT basics. This is the link to that. This is basics of EHT. Okay, sounds good. I won't be like this for all day. I'm about close to finished being preachy, but I did want to do this stuff. So here's the link to getting started with EHT, and what I'm getting at is over here we have, ignore my selling of things, I have added effects. So for example, see all those windows up there that I made this temple out of? Those aren't real. So they don't add to my item count. Same to go with these little bonsais. See this little tree here? He's not real. So when you've run out of item slots and you would like to continue to add items, there's a whole ton of them that you can get through Essential Housing Tools. To get started with Essential Housing Tools, like I said, that video is probably your best bet. Now, we're going to go to a rando and break things up. Hopefully, there's an apartment available so that I can show you a starter house. Yeah! Yeah, it can be hard to get started, but other times it's not so bad. Alright, let's find something small. Small! Jemima Turner's Vivek City Inn. This is another 30-item house. Another small starter house. Jemima has been doing all of her apartments and submitting them to Essential Housing Tools as open houses so people can visit them. And I think she's a good example of someone who makes the most out of 30 items, which can be hard to do when you're limited to funds or you're just starting out or whatever. See, what she's done here is she's gone completely Argonian. She's gone full Argonian. These are Argonian furnishings that she has put together in this house. This carpet is a crafted one. There is one you can steal that's rather, looks raggedy. The one you can steal looks raggedy. This one does not look raggedy, so this is the crafted one. Same with the thing on the wall. You can steal one of those looking kind of crappy. These items here, these two, are crown items, and that's a pet. You can place pets, you can place mounts. Limited amount in your apartment. So what she's done is she's put together some, like, for example, this stool is super cheap to make. I think it's like 15 gold for the style mat and a piece of wood or something. It's that cheap to make. Whereas something like these carpets and tapestries would be more expensive to make, and you could buy them off of traders usually, or make them yourself if you have the plan. So she went with a whole Argonian theme, and she bought made all Argonian items and placed 30 of them in here. And look, it's a perfectly serviceable home. You've got the bed, you've got food over here, you know, that you can cook. You've got a wardrobe, you've got some plants even. You've got a little snack over here by the fire. Another bed, things like that. So this is a perfectly good example of someone in a small house. Okay. Okay. Here is, let us go to Crumdon's Cold Harbor, and I'll be right back. Quick break. Okay, so corundum, we're not gonna, this is no longer the beginner's stuff that we're talking about here. Horse racetrack. What I do want to tell you, if you are a beginner and you're seeing a house like this, is don't get intimidated. We all start somewhere. This is corundum's, not his or her first house. It's not even their 10th house. I have seen many a house by corundum. So this is somebody who has a lot of experience. Choose your horse and place your bets. That's that NPC talking is something you can do with essential housing tools, which there are indeed videos up on how to do that on my Discord, should you wish to explore that. We've got all sorts of niftiness in here. Now, oh, you're fine. What's going on here is little jumps for a horse. It's a horse track, so horse race track, so it looks really good. Because these are the obstacles that the horses have to jump over, as you can see. And they're made with, I mean, for example, these are just logs. These are super cheap. And then the gate over there is an EHT effect. This was made with cheap-ass items from Clockwork that you can buy from the housing furniture there. These would be amazing for your build. Now, the rest of this stuff, these walls, this ceiling thing, unless they bought it with crowns, which would be silly, they probably crafted them or bought them already crafted. And then over here we have stables where they've put their horsies. They made a little blacksmithing station over here. These flowers come around in these plants here, the glowuse, come around on the luxury vendor. Certain items like these alien gates, the only way you can buy them is from the crown store through that F5 thing I showed you, the in-house crown store. So what you're seeing basically is a combination of a whole bunch of different sources of items. Builders who've been doing it for a long time have at their fingertips usually quite a few items that they've held on to, and then other items that, you know, they're like, you know what would be perfect here? An alien gate, and I'm just gonna spend the whatever dollars it is to have an alien gate right there, and then they buy it and they spend that money, right, with real money. It's up to you. Some people like to do that. I personally am not a huge fan of spending real money because I'm a cheap ass. Look at me, come on. I want my costume. Let's see what my costume looks like dyed. I just got this yesterday, so I'm playing with it. Hey, how's it going? We were just talking about this house is a racetrack. Oh, see what I was talking about? So these are things that can be stolen. A quill and a paper and even the inkwell. So if you steal those, you can lay them on a table and it makes look like your person is actually writing a letter, right? We'll talk about clutter in a future episode, but what clutter is things like that, just sitting around, or even in a kitchen, just bags of food or just a piece of meat, which you can either stick something in or not. Here's a great sink made with that new Solitude trough. Oh, I'm happy to tell you. In fact, that's what this entire episode was supposed to be about. I'll repeat the... Let me repeat the link to the stolen items, the stolen and fished items that you can get, because I think it's a really good link. In case you did say you were looking for collecting, so here is a link to the things you can steal, the things you can pickpocket, stuff like that, and fish up. all great ways of getting furnishings. Then we have, see these? You're going to see a ton of these if you get into housing. These greenhouses, they were for sale, I think they were 100K a piece, at the luxury vendor, and people went nuts. They bought so many of them. So you should be able to find them on the vendors, on the traders rather, somewhere. The big problem with them is they have no roof. See how the snow is coming through, or the ash? Yes, I am trying. No problem, understood. In fact, I should have something on me I could send you. It's hard to know what people are into, you know? It gives you a carpet. If you're on NA. Oh, it didn't go through. Wait, I spelled it wrong, didn't I? Still don't know you. Boo. If you have got an NA name. Well. Oh, thanks for the follow. Other than every Friday, absolutely go to the luxury vendor in Cold Harbor. You absolutely should check out what they have. Your Jelly Beansies? What a cute name. Depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for, like, say, Merkmeyer stuff, you should be stealing and doing stuff in Merkmeyer to get Merkmeyer plans. Oh, good. Good. Then you know what you're doing. This is a more advanced house, but in addition to achievement items, dungeon items, let me show you what you can get from the Undaunted. That's wrong. Let me go to, I guess Deshaun will work. I was just going over this, so let me just give you my list again. You got regular vendor items. If you want to find out what you can buy everywhere, which varies, the website you want to look at is Lovely North. It's amazing. It's perfect. It also will show you all of the achievement items you can get in each zone and what they look like. And then you've got the luxury furnishings, the found and fishing furnishings, the busts and trophies, crown store, and then whatever your guildies craft, perhaps, and are willing to give you. If you join a housing guild, usually people in there would be more than happy to help you out by, if you give them the mats, they will make you all of that stuff. Hey, Miss Erish. Fishing items, you can fish up kelp, you can fish up coral, you can fish up fish, oddly enough. I didn't even get to talking about the Mastercraft stuff, so we won't even talk about that yet. That's more advanced. But you can buy certain furnishing recipes from doing master writs and getting vouchers, and then you buy them from that guy, Plalu guy over there. But what I'm showing you right now is what you can get from the Undaunted vendor. When you get to a certain level, you can start doing Undaunted pledges or Undaunted delves, which is mainly what I did. And if you do certain dungeons, you can buy certain things from the quartermaster over here by the Undaunted. So these are some of the things. If you did Moonhunter Keep, you can get this. If you did Fang Lair, you could do this. These are very popular in building, the tonal arcs. The Grey Reliquary looks really neat, I think. This is super cool. You can also hide the blood clot and just see those markings. Isn't that cool? you should be able to, I mean, I think you actually do have to do, oh, there's some really gorgeous things here. And this one turns so many different colors. So you've got all sorts of different choices. You've got these beautiful blue trees. And then the azure blight vines and all sorts of stuff that you can get here if you want it. So you have to do certain dungeons. If you want to see which dungeons, it actually tells you when you mouse over the stuff in the quartermaster. So there's more stuff you can buy. So there's really a lot of things that you can do to get furnishings. There's a whole bunch. As we looked at the next house, I can probably tell you as we go along. Cormount, Lady Commander Goronir. But yeah, there's a ton of ways, but I would suggest definitely to, if you're starting out and you don't have a ton of money, talk to your guildies, see what they can make, and then give them the materials that they want to make it. As simple as that. It's really the cheapest way to go about doing it, and some guildies love that stuff, like absolutely eat it up, feeling useful, helpful. All right, so this is Lady Commander's house. See this broken cart here? This is an achievement item from elsewhere. Now, they also, in the housing vendor, sell a wheel. So if you wanted to, you could put this straight up and down and then stick a wheel on the other side, and it's no longer broken. Now you have a working cart. Alright, now to talk about antiquities. This is an antiquity. I think this is Boethia or whatever she's supposed to be. The new antiquity system is an amazing way to get new, incredible looking items for free, essentially. Not easy to get started. I do have in my Discord, let me get you the link to my Discord, pinned up how to do antiquities and a guide, and I also have, oh, okay, thank you for the correction, Bayushi, I did not know that. In addition, they also have, oh, okay, but there's also a link to where to find all the leads. No, that makes sense, but it just means that you won't have, and it's not like it's going to disappear. They're going to have these antiquities from now on. So you're not missing out too much. Take your time, do it when you're ready, and it'll be there when you're ready. But for those of you who have it, it's definitely worth playing around with. And those are on my Discord, you're welcome. Those are 2 guides that are up there. One is from Saucy Jack, and he wrote basically the best guide there is to how to scry. It is not easy. There's not a lot of good explanation when they teach you it in the game. It's some of the worst explanation I've ever seen of anything in any game. And I did complain about it. These are storage chests that you can get either through the Crown Store, or you get one, I think, automatically. I forget. But only you can use them in your house. So if you want storage chests, there you go. Here are clothing stations, other kinds of stations you can buy off of the traders, or you can make them yourself if you have the pattern. Actually, I don't think you can make these. You either have to buy them off the Crown Store, buy them off of the Hlalu guy, aka Writ vendors, or buy them from someone else who bought them from the Writ vendor and then is reselling them. This is the Coil of Sitakalal, I think. Maybe not. I can't remember the name. Some new furnishings here. We've got achievement furnishings. We've got luxury, like this little bowl of water. That's a luxury item. We've got a jewelry station. All sorts of nifty stuff in here. But yeah, it's hard to get started. Goronir, yeah, Goronir is pretty big. I still don't have Goronir. And I have like a ton of houses. I love this. I want this. Eventually I will get it one day. This is an achievement item. This beautiful Somerset tree. The glowy one. Oh, that's nice. Nicely done blue theme here. And then we have, what would we go on up to? Oh, that's just a convenient little area. So this looks to me like a crafting house. Like somebody decided to make a one-stop shop of crafting. Also bought the merchant and the banker, making them look like shopkeepers. Has their achievement items. This is another achievement item, this broken one. No, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm a potato. I won't do it. This thing is gorgeous. This is new. These are all antiquities. What you're going to see in a lot of new houses these days is a whole ton of antiquities. People usually making museums out of them, but they may also just have antiquities sitting around randomly because a lot of people have them and they're gorgeous, but they haven't incorporated them sensibly into their home yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have the same problem. In fact, I will show you what I mean. Because I need to show you other things anyway. This was lovely, Lady Commander. Good job. Thank you for letting me show people. Where do you get your ideas from? Right? How do you know what you want to do? I would say that the best way is to visit homes. But that's just me. The second best way I would say probably is to watch streams where people visit homes. Maybe J. Hart Ellis. He's amazing. We have a ton of people who I have on my list of people that you can watch who do housing. Lil Fox, people like that. And then look at me, see, I'm doing the same thing. I'm picking up all these antiquities and then just sticking them in my house because I don't know what to do with them yet. They're all just sort of hanging out as I collect them. And not just antiquities. I'm picking up just random shit from the new game content. I moved the table to test something and then I never moved the table back because I'm a moron. Where's the table? There it is. Here. Happy now? Happy? Back. Now I have it back. So there's antiquities in here. There's just regular stuff in here. Yeah. This is all, I mean, if you finish the Greymore quest line, you can buy this for a lot of money. But there's other homes you can do that with. Cold Harbor, for instance. Once you finish the Cold Harbor quest line, you can actually buy this big old... Actually, that may not be the best choice. Because I think you'd be better off with Somerset. Because Cold Harbor is a sandbox. What that means is there's no house on it. It's literally just empty land. And what you do with it is completely up to you. I have to redo my Cold Harbor because things have changed since I first made it. And I've shown this off and it's broken. Hold on. Wait for the effects to load. But I will be putting real sand in. This is not real sand. And it looks stupid right now because of the way it works. But I will be doing... Hold on. Let me get rid of the sand here so you... Actually, I could just change the transparency. Hold on just a moment, please. Just one moment. This is all effects. So this is not what we're talking about. But what this is we're dealing with, this is totally not, okay, you're fine, you're fine, you're not fine. Let's find the water. I got rid of the water, didn't I? Look at that. No wonder. No wonder it looks stupid. So what we'll do is, I'll show you real quick. I'm going to get rid of the sand. What I'm going to do is add actual physical sand to this. And what we'll do for the moment is I'm just going to add some water. So we've got, ignore the cheese that decided it wanted to plant itself there. Landscaping, water. Actually, I'm going to be terrible and use aether. Because aether, believe it or not, looks a little bit more like water than regular water does. And then we're going to remove all of these cages because I don't need them anymore. Excuse me while I remove all this stupidity that doesn't need to be here. Oh, this is going to be so much better now. All right. So the aether looks more like water to me than actual water does. I'm just going to put this all over. It's moving too fast. I'll have to replace it with something else. But point being, we will be dealing with all of this in the future, but here is like what I'm trying to show you what Cold Harbor looks like normally. See those floor tiles? I probably should have showed you a plain one. Here's a plain portion of it. Here we go. So this is what it normally looks like. It's just this bare rock. No, none of this blue. Just bare rock is what it looks like. I'm still working on this house. This house used to work. It's had issues recently, but I'm gonna fix it, so it won't be a problem. But this is just temporarily. You can get these from fishing. These are kelp, but you can also buy them on on traders for 100 gold a piece usually. You can fish up shells. You can fish up these sand things, sand dollars. You can fish up some coral. You can fish up starfish. You can fish up all sorts of fun stuff. Shells, even grass. You can fish up a whole lot of stuff. And so this is a good house if you need a sandbox. But here, now that I'm thinking about it, do you have Somerset? Fishing anywhere. Fishing anywhere. Look at me being helpful. Oh God, it's truly, Cold Harbor is freedom itself. But I think it's better to start with doing an apartment first, and then the second thing I would say is do a house next. Like do a house. And that's the way I went about doing it, because it's the most logical. Things are meant to be houses. I mean, meant to be put in houses in this game. So this is my Tamriel World Museum. I'm going to turn off my effects for a moment so that we just see this. This house can be purchased for 1 million gold after you finish the Somerset questline. And then you have a house. And it's built like a house. And so you could hang up tapestries. You can put all sorts of fun toys in here. Now, this is a museum. I meant this to be a museum. The problem is that I made it as a museum prior to the existence of antiquities. So there's no antiquities in here. This is just an entirely cultural museum for, over here you have Bosmer, over here you have Argonian. The idea is it's a cultural museum that you go room from room and you see each thing. This is Dark Elf. This is High Elf, right? totally something you can do. You go upstairs, and here's Dwarven. Here's Khajiit. Here's Orcish. This house lends itself to being a museum. This is clockwork. And I think that if you want to do a museum, my money is on, excuse me while I put that away. My money is on actually getting a house, and this is an affordable one if you can afford $1 million gold. There's cheaper ones though. There's cheaper ones if you want to use them, but you won't be able to use them as a museum, I don't think. Because quite honestly, they're... While, yes, you can use them as a museum, they're so small. Also, the thing you can do in this backyard, because it's a crappy backyard. You see how you can't see through the grates? It's like you have to peek out like you're a prisoner in this backyard. Well, I hated that, so I went up and I built up. And I decided to build a little patio up. And if you get to the end of it, and it isn't blaring daytime, you can see out in the distance, but it's blaring daytime, so you can't. But I decided I didn't like the view, so I made one. This is the Alinor house, yes. Now, one of the cheapest houses you can get is Autumn's Gate. That's in the Rift. I forget exactly how much it is, but I'll show you what I mean about making it into a museum. It isn't going to work. That is a great option because of the amount of items you can put in it too. And you just need to finish the main quest line and then you can buy it for $1 million gold. Hopefully you have $1 million gold. If you don't have $1 million gold, if you have less than 100,000 gold, you can buy this sucker. Nothing wrong with this house. Just keep in mind, there's a maximum of 200 items. And if you go inside, it doesn't really fit for a museum. Even if you did it in a different style, it would look very strange as a museum. I don't think it would fit. But you can do a house. Oh no, my baby bear got stuck. How sad. This is the 3 bears. So let me turn on my FX again. This is a baby bear. Let me fix baby bear. He shouldn't have gotten stuck like that. There. He's got to go in bed. All of them got switched, didn't they? Sucks. Yeah. It's the 3 bears. And now Mama's bear is back to normal. And then Papa Bear. Are you back to normal, Papa Bear? Yes. Now all 3 bears are back in bed. And there's Goldilocks. Which I still love because I'm hilarious. That's the grasping grave that you can get at Halloween. I just stuck her in the closet and thought it was hilarious. So yeah, these are options. But this is super affordable, but the problem is it's not going to be a museum. You can't fit a museum in here. But yeah, creepy, super creepy. Another super cheap house is Cyrodiilic, which I don't have decorated right now, but I do have decorated Blackvine Villa, and this will be the last one of mine I show today, unless something comes up. Blackvine Villa, isn't it though? That's from Elsewhere. You can buy, that's an Elsewhere craftable item. So you can buy those from a trader. A vendor, rather. No, trader. People make them, people sell them. You can have a friend make it for you. Alright, so this is what, I need to pick that up. This is what Blackvine Villa looks like without effects. It's just a normal little house, right? Tiny little yard in front. And then, unfortunately, I made it so that, Basically, it got taken over by... Somebody was trying to summon a Daedra. They succeeded, but they also summoned that. So if you can imagine this house without all of the rock coming through and everything not destroyed, then you get a good idea of what this house looks like. May not be terribly helpful for you right now, though, with all of what I've done to it. But it's supposed to be Daedra's coming for you. And these are not effects. This is actually a statue, and that's a Daedric portal, which is a crown item. And I think it only comes in the Daedra set. I don't think you can get it alone, which is obnoxious. But that's how they get ya. Yo, homie, I'm with ya. That's how they get ya. Alright. Do we have anyone else? Mad Hatter, Serenity Falls. Let's go there. I hate Serenity Falls. No, I hate the other one. Serenity Falls is okay. Hi, Tristorm. What you'll notice if you come back to this channel a lot is we actually all sort of know each other now. I have a set of regulars who come back every so often. Like Tristorm's a regular, Sea Unicorn's a regular, Bayushi's a regular. And so I know them, and I know, you know, we communicate outside of this. I hope it's not too lagged. So here we are, Srenja. This is Mad Hatter's house. Lovely little area here. Hi, Misery. I forgot. You're right. You're back. You were quiet, though. Yeah, I go really early in the morning. I'm a moron for this. You know, people are asking me about it. Like, why do you stream so early? I think it's because it gets me in the right state of mind for the rest of the day. I feel really positive when I get done with you guys because, like, you're my friends and I adore you. So somebody created an extra room over here. For praying, I guess. You know, you guys cheer me up, and then I can face the rest of my day. What an interesting idea. Aww. Oh, wait. Do you work nights, Tristorm? Here's another awesome thing you can do with water is putting these moon vines underneath. You can buy these from the achievement vendor in Southern Elsewhere once you open up all of the quests for the Dragon Guard. Some people work nights. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, you're a terrible human? Okay. That's alright, so am I. We're all terrible humans. Look, if I could sleep late, I probably would, but I can't. I'm up every 2 hours. It's either my cats or my body because I'm struggling with medicine or I'm struggling with pain. Either way, I can't sleep a full night. And then here we go. We've got a little gate over here. Cute little Zen garden. All of these hedges can be purchased from vendors affordably. These are achievement, I think. I'm pretty sure this is an achievement item, and I'm pretty sure that this is actually from killing somebody. But you have to understand, I don't do trials and I don't do most dungeons, so I don't know necessarily what any of these are from. Like, you know, these different trophies. The ones I have are just because people took pity on me and dragged me through stuff. There's also holiday items like Jester's Coffers, which when Jester's Day comes around again, you do the quests and you have a chance of getting a Jester's Coffer furnishing. Which by the time it's over, you usually have too many. And then you want to stab it in the face because you're sick of it. See, this is what I was talking about. This is a trophy house. So people like to show off what they've done in sort of a museum fashion with a single home. They'll start hanging their achievement items and their trophies and whatnot. I see a lot of those, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're just as much interesting as any other house. So this is not normally here. This is an added floor. You're funny. That's the quest prize from finishing the Bard's College quest. This gold pile was given to us, I forget what for. I think the dragon event? I don't think it's ever going to happen again, so I apologize for that. But that's what's going on there. Sasa, Hunter's Glade. Yeah, I do the same. I don't do any of those things, really. Which is unfortunate, because for PvP, there are, and Battlegrounds, and all of that stuff, there are their own different furnishings. But I'm not the kind of person who really likes that kind of stuff. Well, you know what you need to do, Loa, is if you join a guild that does a lot of events, like, you know, whatever, they help you out. Oh, this is adorable. So this is Hunter's Glade. So apparently, Cheesestock Festival. That's hilarious. This is obviously Sheogorath and cheese. No effects. 700 items. So did they make this as... Oh, that's awesome. Get to see it firsthand, I suppose. So this may be dedicated to Sheo and not to her scene, which mostly the Hunter's Glade is. Now, what they've done over here is they've actually closed off. There is a room over here. Right here. But they've closed it off with a big old piece of rock. So we can't go there. And we go through this beautiful portal instead. These trees are not normally here. They added them and they look fantastic. Yes. Swankery is another one of those wonderful streamers who does housing, and if you don't follow her, you should. If I missed anybody else who does streaming, let me know and I'll give you a shout out. And here we are. This appears to be completely different. Now, remember we went to Cold Harbor and I said it was a sandbox? It was just ground. There was no anything on it. This is the same for Hunter's Glade. Hunter's Glade was a sandbox. It was given to us. Well, it wasn't given to us. We have to buy it if we want it. I did not buy it. A lot of people didn't like the sky. There is a pig in a balloon. I think I'm in love. That's adorable. See that giant ball? You can get that from Clockwork quests. And that's adorable. They made it into a flying balloon. And then over here, we have more cheese and desserts. Yum. Yeah, that ball is annoying because it's like, I never know what to do with it. But I do think I eventually found a place for it. Let's look at stage for performances. Oh, yeah, right? And it's not of reasonable size. It's truth. If you're here for the anniversary next year, you can get the cake for the year. And Kitty laying down. Now, if you have an ESO Plus, every month, you need to go into your Crown Store, select not gift inventory. Daily, no, ESO Plus. Go to the deals and you'll get a free statue. And so this person has ESO Plus and they've been adding to it. I'm reading what you're saying, babe, but I don't know enough about it to really comment, so I'm not ignoring you. That's interesting. I've never seen anyone combine the tree lights like that. Well, that's a different, I like the story, But it's much like the other Elder Scrolls game where there's tons of side quests. I've been playing this for like 3 years and I still haven't finished the very end. I haven't done Cadwell's. I like the stories, but some people play the game for PvP. Some people play the game for building. Some people play the game for fishing. Some people play the game for selling and buying. Some people play it for, questing. Everybody's different. So there's a lot of different things that you can. Some people RP. There's entirely different kinds of things that you find what appeals to you. Some people like to craft. I don't do any end game really. I do the new antiquity system, which I suppose is end game, but delves I can do. I can't do group delves alone. Yeah, that's awesome. You could do that. You can do whatever. You play the game the way you want. And you could go anywhere because ever since they put in one Tamriel, what that means is everything scales to you. It doesn't matter what area you're in. Doesn't matter who you're grouped with. Doesn't matter at all. Everything scales to you. So if you go to Mournhold versus if you go to Rivenspire, if you go to wherever, all of the things will be scaled to your level and you'll be able to fight them on the proper difficulty. It is awesome. And it also means you can group with anyone. You don't have to worry about level to group. However, some people are very picky about dungeons. If you try to join a dungeon and you're not high enough in champion points, they will kick you or be mean to you or something. It's a different world. Is this a... See where you can jump? Because that's funny. The dungeons are probably... Dungeons and trials and whatnot are probably the only place where that matters. Anywhere else, you're fine. No one cares. Join a guild. They'll explain everything to you. Guildies are your best friends, basically, in this game. Yeah, that's probably... Yes, people will definitely... They may get mad at you if you go into a veteran dungeon and you say you're new and don't know what to do. They'll get pissed at you because they'll want you to do a normal first. Which I can't really get too mad at them for, but people get rude. The next thing to know is where people get their idea of what is meta, which I don't agree with their use of the word meta. But that means the standard build that is expected of you. I'm over 18. Dots Gaming, latest content. Okay, so there are multiple people. I forget the main guy who everyone follows, but I don't like him as much as I like Dots. Here is who I suggest looking at for builds. What that means is how your character is set up, like how much magicka, how much health, how much stamina, what skills do you have, right? Like where do you have all of your skills placed? Things like that. That's all. If you go into that link I just put, they have explanations for all the different types of builds that you might want to try if that's something you don't know how to do. There you go. I don't like, what's his name? I forget the main guy. Yeah, okay, parses are a new thing for me. I didn't even know what they were, so I'm going to back up and explain to people what parsing is. Outcast. Thank you, Sea Unicorns. Some people love Outcast, but something to know about Outcast, okay? Outcast is essentially a glass cannon type builder, what that means is he's intending that you are working in a big group at the end of your doing end game stuff. So you don't have a lot of protection, you don't have a lot of health because he's counting on there being healers there and other people to take the hits. If you're, a DPS, he expects a tank to be there, that kind of thing. So Outcast, I find, is not very helpful when it comes to, I'm just going at houses I've already been to. I've seen them. They don't work for me, Ixie. I feel like they're still the same problem. But there's plenty of people, we just went here. There's plenty of people who have, plenty of different people who do builds. You see who you want to see, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Hold on a second. Trying to find out. You know what? Here we go. Yes, there's all different kinds of... If you like Outcast builds, more power to you. Don't care. It's fine. If you like Dot's build, if you like Zynode, if you like anybody else's builds, it's fine. I think you'll be fine no matter which one you do as long as you have a legit build. Yeah, Dots is who I named because Dots is, I find Dots is good for somebody who doesn't play very well like me. It gives me a lot of survivability. And I am no longer, squishy. This is a guild house. This is BBC's guild house, which I am a member of. What I want to show you is they have, people may ask you things. Okay, the first thing that they may talk to you about is, you may see BIS. What that means is best in slot. What they're saying is either the best item you can have in a slot or the best skill you can have in a slot. They want to make sure that you have the standard, these are end dungeons we're talking about, not regular playing. Regular playing, screw those people, right? But in end game dungeons like Trials, they want to see you having a certain amount of DPS and a certain kind of build. And the way that they test it is you go to a guild target dummy and they give, I don't know what program does it, I think it's an add-on. You start fighting it and then it will record your DPS so that they can look at your parse, is what it's called, later, and see if you're good enough to even do the trial with them. So that's what parsing means. I did not know this. I learned this later. So I wish, thanks for the follow, Mike Hawk. Yep, you said it. Funny name. Mike Hawk. You got me to say it. You got me. Too funny. Let me send you something. Too funny. Anyway, so that's what that means for dots. For, for parsing. Yeah, you got me. I honestly have never done a parse, so I can't even explain to you how it works, but I do know that that's what it is. The other thing you should know about, and you guys are going to all laugh at me because I have not allocated so many of my champion points. Once you make the top level, you'll start gaining champion points, and you can put them into different things, and they give you different skills. This also you can get from your builds people, like Dots and Outcast and whoever. They'll tell you what to put things in. Okay? Now, I don't know why. I have certain things like this because I farm. Why wouldn't I have 10% chance to gain the double yield? Things like that. So there's different skills that are good for fighting. There's different skills that are good for PvP. There's different skills that are good for everything, really. sea unicorns. Parse is where you practice to weave light attacks, keeping your dots up in an efficient manner, not overcast nor undercast, and fill the rest of the time with spammable skill. You basically practice efficient use of your skills. Excellent explanation, because I didn't know that. Secondly, I don't even know the difference between a heavy and a light attack. My guess is that a light attack is just hitting, and a heavy attack would be like a skill. Like F1 for me, or 1 for me is a skill, versus doing this. I actually don't even know. That tells you how much of a potato I am. People talk about builds. People talk about things in this game that there is no place to go and look it up. Oh, okay. So left is holding your mouse button for a while, and so you hit harder. And then light is just... See? This is what happens when you join a guild. You can ask questions like this. What's the difference between a heavy and a light attack? If you cared, you know, you could ask that question, and then a guild would almost certainly answer you, right? But I didn't know that because I've never bothered to care. I'll tell you, I care about a couple of things in this game. My friends, making money, and building. But if I can give you the itty bitty bit of information that I know, I'm happy to try to explain what I can. The other thing that the builds people will teach you is what your rotation is. So meaning, what order do you do what attacks in? That's excellent. Thank you. ESO University, Discord and Guild. I knew nothing about it. Thank you for the... I know of ESO UI. I didn't know. Okay. Thank you, Swankery. So, there's lots of resources out there, is basically the point. But if you don't even... Okay. If you don't even know what these terms mean, like if somebody asks you for your parse, or wants to know what CP you're at, or wants to know what you have in slot, or you know what are you running, they mean what set are you running. If you don't know that kind of thing, you will not be able to do endgame content, like real endgame content, and that's why I don't do it. I don't do it because I have absolutely no interest in it whatsoever. And so I don't even know the basics. But somehow I got to this level. I probably have shit on too. But I don't care. Because everybody plays this game a little bit differently. You know? And this is how I play it, and may not be how you play it. And it's slow. I leveled up this Templar as a tank, and it's slow as hell. But I didn't die because I suck at living. So I tried to do this. I'll just flip to my houses so I can show you things as we go. It's a house I like. Actually, I don't like anything, do I? No. I have 171 million gold. So, if I want a recipe, I will buy it. I've made my money. Basically, I used to have a daily routine where I would log in and go from shop to shop, and I would buy things and then resell them at a higher price. I am what you would know as a flipper, and some people hate that, and some people don't, but I don't really do as much of it anymore. If you want gold making tips, the best person to follow, although I don't always agree with everything he says, is J. Hart Ellis. He does entire episodes on how to make money. And he's a friend of mine, and he's a very good person, and you should watch him if that's what you're interested in. Basically, I do farm daily. I'll farm if I need the mats. Like, let's say I'm low on cloth, and I need it for Ritz. I will go and do my surveys and make money that way. Okay, good. That's or not make money. No problem. That's what I do, you know, if I need the mats. Aside from that, my daily routine, yes, he's very kind, and he's great to explain things, especially selling and buying and whatnot. He's a good person. Super helpful. So this is my baby dragon's first horde. Why are you being stupid? Okay, let's put you down first. Where'd you go? Yeah, he's a great guy. We're gonna put you over here. He's toured almost all of my houses. In fact, this particular house won the contest for treasure hoards. He did a contest, a housing contest for hoards of treasure, and this particular house was one of the winners. Tomorrow he has another one for the snow melt. I'm trying to think if any others won his contest. Can't think of it. But anyway, so hopefully that answers some questions. Right, that's what I was saying. Yes, and in fact, I'm going to the house that I entered. This is my Moon Mirth, which is a reproduction of Breeze Home. Not anymore. Good. Just know that, excuse me. Just know that everybody in the housing community is super nice. I maybe know 2 people who aren't total. And they're the rare exception. This is my Breeze Home. Redux. In this game. So this was my submission. Thank you, Tristorm. Well, it's nothing compared to what Leslox is doing. Let me show you what Leslox is doing, who I love dearly. It's a work in progress, but I know that Leslox doesn't mind because they had it up that I could visit. And I did visit it, but you remember the lakeside house, the one that was right by the lake in Skyrim? It was the best one of all of them houses. Thank you. Well, Leslox is reproducing the entire thing in detail, and they are, yes. Wait, you'll know it. You'll know it as I walk through it. I said this to Leslox. I said, I genuinely almost started to cry when I made a left into the actual garden area, because it was just like, wait till you see. So here's this front piece when you first come in. It's obviously still under construction, okay? Then you go in here, and you've got on your left, got this whole area. Look a little familiar? Yeah. This makes me happy. And then over here, you've got the library portion. Even round, just like the real thing. I love the little flowers. And eventually, you know, you get that part in the back, but that's not here yet. And then This is the main room unexpanded, you know, without that last piece expanded out. And then there's the second floor, which Leslox is currently working on, but you can see it starting to shape up. You can see it's starting to look like the lakeside house. Oh God, Leslox, this is just phenomenal. I gotta say, my favorite part of housing. I don't know that Leslox actually wasn't doing this for the contest. They told me they started. I don't see it. I don't know if they're gonna do it. They may run out of slots. They're at 624 out of 700 bay. There's no way they're gonna be able to do it. Thank you for the follow, Radolith. Leslox told me the reason why they started to build this was because that house I just showed you, my Breeze home, they saw me do it and they were inspired. So they decided to do this, to work on the lakeside house, Lakeview. And I'm so touched that I was able to give that inspiration. Because honestly, and this is God's honest truth, it's gonna sound terrible, but I feel pretty much just as good about what other people do. I'm so happy for their achievements and the things that they manage to do that are amazing, that I don't even care about I win or lose. Yeah, I mean, this is all just amazing, and I'm so happy for them. Like, honestly, it's such an achievement. It makes me so happy that I'm teary, you know? And that's what you'll see a lot in the community, is people are genuinely good to each other, for the most part, and very supportive and happy for each other. I'll tell you, the people that I am mostly jealous of are like Swankery and Chrysaea. Speaking of, I haven't gone through my list recently. Yes. Don't you, you know, and I get excited about it. I get happy about it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. You know? I'm going to show you, I think we were up to Sleek Creek, but who the hell knows? Nope, we were beyond that. I think we were up to either Grim Hearts or Old Mistvale. I think it might have been Mistvale. We're going to do this alpha. Oh, yeah, thank you. I probably got that from someone else, to be honest with you. Old Mistvale. I love Danny Elder's Old Mistvale. I've been there a million times. Maybe I shouldn't show it, because I've shown it so many times. Let's go to Greek Famps, if they have one. Wait, I've been there a million times too. I must have done these. I must have done Mistvale. Let's do Hammer Death. Yeah? Nope, I did that 11 days ago. Hold on. Hold on, we'll get there. I wonder why. That's interesting. Alright, so I definitely didn't try this one yet. So Danny Elder, Greek Vamp. I'm going to try to show you some of the best fiendish squatters. Thank you. You're so kind, all of you. Now, fiendish is one of my favorite builders. Thanks for the follow. I don't know, Miserere. Let me check when we land. I can see. Well, let me show you this one, and then I'll check yours. I think one of the, yeah, I know what you mean. One of them is just, one of the things to remember is don't let yourself get intimidated to the point where you don't want to try anymore, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to feel bad. I just saw somebody walking up my driveway and it's a little disconcerting. Someone like this who does a Mornoth keep, this is fiendish. I'm showing you one of the best, so please don't feel so intimidated as you won't try, because I know a lot of us end up feeling that way when we see somebody so good, but this is good for inspiration. You know, just don't sweat it. This house is called Squatters, and Fiendish is on our channel a lot, and they are one of the kindest people. Wonderful human being. Look at this kitchen. Look at this clutter. Isn't this a beauty? Gorgeous. Oh, the detail. Now they're at 400 out of 400 items, and I believe this was their crafting house. And they had to close off most of the house because of the fact that they had, hold on, Miss Rare. I see your Raven Watch. Raven Watch. Now I'm saying Raven Watch. Jesus. Ravenhurst. Yes, 23 weeks ago. Have you changed it? Tell me if you've changed it, and we'll go if you haven't. I mean, we go if you have. What was this more now? Okay. Great film. Okay. Research and swank. Everybody's got their own style. I can't even describe some of them. Then I don't know if that was 26 weeks ago or not. Research Monkey doesn't have something in a house? I don't buy it. He has something in every house. Yes, Fiendish does these really layered, gorgeous homes with details like crazy awesome. Research Monkey does amazing things with a sense of humor and usually has a tiny twist of darkness in it. Like there's something a little bit messed up in everything. Yeah, Swankery does. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Swankery is the best builder that I know of, period. The end. Look at it! Oh, shit. I have a feeling I know what this is. I have a feeling this is his entry. So let's not do this. I heard from somebody else that they were unable to log in. And I did see some complaints on the forums earlier. So it's possible something's up. Temple traps. Alright, let's go to Swankery's. Now Swankery it's really easy if you watch Swankery's stuff to feel intimidated. Again, don't. I wonder if it's Steam. Are you guys on Steam? Is that the problem? Let me check the forums. Intimidated. Again, don't. See if the forums have anything to say. I wonder if it's Steam. Not on Steam. We are currently investigating issues players are having logging into the mega service. We will update as new information becomes available. Alright, so this is a very beautiful temple, which again is a Mornoth. But this is sure thing, happily. Intimidated. This is see if the forums have an amazing. What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh. This is an amazing construction by Swankery. And I believe that this is a archaeological dig going on. We are currently investigating mega service. We will update. And you walk around and you're trying to find the way in, right? And here's a doorway. You go inside, and I'm not giving this as much justice as I should because I have actually shown it before. So we're gonna try to get somebody praying over here. Sure thing. Happily. 24 effects. What's wrong? There's amazing construction by Swank. We've got, I think the sparklies are probably some of the effects. Then you come around here and you're like, oh no! I can't go up any higher, but there's something there. How do I get up there? It's blocked off. Right? We'll update. You walk around and you're trying to find. There's got to be another way. Inside, and my bad. For some reason, I just fixed it. That should be fixed now. It reopened my my Twitch when I opened the forums. It also opened my tabs, including my Twitch. So it should be fixed. I just closed it, and now it shouldn't be playing it. And you go up and you go around, and you're like, oh no, I can't get on the bottom floor. But what's up on the second floor? Oh look, there's this entrance. Thanks, guys. And you get inside, and boom. You found the treasure. See? The doorway is blocked, but you're up here now, and you're at the treasure. And look, this guy tried to make it here. But he died. He dead. See the cause of death? Bear trap. Those camels are going to starve to death outside. It tells a story. It's great. And this is Mornoth. I don't know. I like it, Swank. You want to see a small house? I'll show you my entry for the Snowmelt Suite, which is tomorrow. J Heart's contest for Snowmelt Suite. Basically, everybody had to buy a Snowmelt that wanted to enter, and then you would decorate it and send them an email, and it's all, anybody on PCNA or PCEU, and there's no theme, just decorate it. You can enter it still if you want to drop him a line and compete. And just know he's very kind, he's very sweet. He will never hurt your feelings about it. And neither will the other people watching. I've never seen anybody be a jerk. So this is my entry for the Snowmelt Suite. I'm a little bit of a jerk. I had an opinion on the Snowmelt. I may have thought that it was a little bit small. So here's my idea for a small house. Then if you really look hard, you can find the skeletons in my closet. So you have to sneaky behind, and then you find the skellies. Thank you. So this is not a real room. This is me just being a butt here. I know what I want to do here real quick. We're gonna look for delyns, because I don't think I've done the delyns yet. Let me check. Is delyns? Let me find another small one. So we did Mornoth. St. Delyns. We did not do delyns. Okay. We'll do that. Thank you. That one cracks me up. Let's go back to Fiendish. Did Fiendish do one of these? I doubt it. Or maybe. And then Danny Elder. Some of these builders don't work with small rooms, but pretty much all of Swankery's smaller apartments are decorated if you want to see the best of the best. But you know, I like to have different styles. Oh, this was for the flowers. This was Fiendish's entry for the flower arrangement, and look at how lovely that was. 30 items, 27 items only. That's impressive. Mine just to show you that you could do pretty much anything with a small apartment. It doesn't have to actually be a room. It doesn't actually have to even be an apartment. You can make it something else. Mine is a campsite. So I made a campsite in, yeah, that was beautiful. No, that's not true. I've seen your ones with the smaller ones, right? Am I on crack? Like Blackvineville, not Blackvine, the apartments. So here's St. Delyns, and we've got a little cabin for hunting. Trees and doggy. And doggy's not sitting properly because all the pets got moved. See? It's just a cute little campsite for people to sit down and have a nom or two. You know? There you go. It's very cozy. What did Danielle do there? Anything? No. All right, let's see. Greek vamp research. So yeah, it's I don't know. I like it. Go camping. Who's gonna stop you? Isolation's probably the best way to go. Did J-Hart start or did he not? Doesn't look like he's going. I did have a friend say that they thought it was weird that he wasn't playing all that much. So this is a Christmas build from Greek Vamp. So this is an older build that obviously is not relevant to today's holidays, but ooh. And their puppy fell over, but this was a Christmas build, so let's move along. Resurgence Wank. Financial reporting. Lots of things you can do in a small house. And here we have Research Monkey. Financial reporting. So we've got a bank, essentially. Maybe? You've got Tithys. Thanks for the follow. You've got Tithys here, who is doing a accounting, I suppose, of all of the treasure that he has somehow amassed. And then back here you have like a little space for him to have a cup of tea or whatever. So you've got a cute little house here, and it's 30 items exactly. But this really works mainly because of this gift from Zos for the treasure. But I don't know that Swank has anything in here. I think she said she didn't. Okay, so let's look at the next apartment that I can find. St. Delyns. Golden Griffin. Okay. Let's see if any of my peeps have Golden Griffins. So first is Danielle there. No. Wait. Yes. Okay. Do you want me to go or not? I assumed you didn't have it, so I didn't want to barge in on you. I could poke in, see if they show up. Is it a fish tank? Because I love your fishies. This is storage, so let's go over to... Is anything published for Griffin? Nope. You let me know if you want me to go or not. Space tank. What's a space tank? It didn't show up as shared, so it's possible that it isn't, but I'm not sure. Christmas in Eleanor, Research Monkey. We'll go after this then, if you don't mind. Probably not, because I didn't see it listed, even in other homes. But it's possible. You never know. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. I don't mind poking in and seeing nothing. People can handle it. All right. Wow! Research. You've got two very similar homes here. You got another Christmas tree. More treasure. Imagine coming home and finding that under your Christmas tree. Yes, there are floating beds in the game. Let us go to Swankery's St. Delyns, and if we see nothing there, just understand it's because she hasn't saved. She hasn't shared her. Oh, I can't even go there, hon. They won't let me in. All right, Swankery, Golden Griffin. Oh, okay. Library. So we're going to her library, Golden Griffin. This is Swankery, who's in channel with us. Chug, 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 chug. And in fact, it is a library, but I want you to take a close look at certain things. First off, look at that wallpapering job and the beautiful cobbles here in between the library. What are those called? Book holder thingies. There's a kitty up there. Lots of little details. There's a book. Do I have my FX off? Oh, there's no fishies! You gotta add your fishes. She usually has fishies in all of these. And that's very nice. And the top is redone too. This is all reskinned. So you've got a reskinned, you know, brick up there. It doesn't look Eleanor-y. She's got a gorgeous window that's a luxe item. Just everything is redone, even just to be pretty. You know what I mean? That's Swank style. I don't want to go if it doesn't have a name. It seems to me that might be not done. Let me just check one thing. Okay, Clue bedroom. Now, Zendira, for Clue, has done a bunch of different... She actually did an entire Clue game. But to do it, she had to use, like, a lot of different houses. So each of these apartments are actually part of one game. So they may look a little odd to you, because it may have pieces of another thing going on. So we'll just peek in here real quick, and then we might look at shoe rolls. So here's just an apartment, but let me show you what's going on in here, just quote unquote. First of all, she had to dye the people, because these are EHT NPCs, because you have Blue, Miss Scarlet, and everything, you know, that kind of thing. And look, we have a weapon. You have the hammer, you have the piece of rope. You have all different, like sneakies stuck in here. How did people get killed in Clue? That kind of thing. So this is all part of something else. And I think the next one, and probably the last one, will do some sugar bowls. Sugar bowl. And I'll end with mine because it's funny. I have a sense of humor. Hey, Moon Kitty Cake. I think I got our friend Hammy a little drunk. And actually, he got himself drunk, but then he stayed up late. All right, fiendish. Do you have one? No. Okay. I don't think Greek Vamp was here for that. And then that's... So, Research Monkey. Did one. If I can find it. Research Monkey is great. Kitty's room. Yeah, and he stayed up late with me, helping me do different dungeons, like little group delves. And then he just passed out. No. And I didn't get one of my golds. It's not a big deal. We can always do it some other time. Both of us, I mean, he conked out, and then it was like, okay, well, we're not going to stay here doing this because we can't do it ourselves. So this is Research Monkey's entry, I believe, for one of J Heart's contests. And I think this contest was just decorate a Sugar Bowl suite. And so he's got, these are good ideas for a small sized home, right? You've got a kitty, you've got a bed, a little bit of decoration. This is only 28 items and even isn't even full. A light, you've got another light, got some things from the vendors, from the local vendors. And then over here, he put in a kitty litter room. So if you wanted to do a bathroom, all you'd have to do is grab some structural items, and then there you go. I don't know if this one won, but it could have, because it's got a sense of humor, because this is a kitty litter box, essentially, that I just walked in. Yes, this is craftable. Most of the things in this room are purchasable from the traders, from the vendors. These aren't even things you have to buy. So, like from a trader. So you've got this like pole you can buy, and the flowers you can buy from them. And so here you go. I don't know. She said she has some, Swank said she has something in her sugar bowl, so we'll head over there. And then I'll end on mine. Some of it. The tree is, this is elsewhere style, yes. Actually, I think all of it's elsewhere, come to think of it. I don't see anything that isn't. So yeah, that's all elsewhere. Stitch! I'm gonna make a video of some of the beginner stuff that we went over in this one. Okay, so this is Swankery's Sugar Bowl Suite. Now, check out what she's done here. She's got the Ritz going, but she's also got effects. So, check out this fishing tank. This fish tank, rather. Isn't that gorgeous? Nobody does fish tanks like Swankery does fish tanks. She does the most amazing fish tanks ever. So, I do have a video up on how to do fish tanks, which might lead you to doing something this spectacular, but honestly, everything I know I've learned from Swankery, this is all EHT. You cannot do something like this without EHT, Essential Housing Tools add-on. And people who want to see it have to have that installed as well. If you didn't, this is what you'd see when you came in, which is not bad, right? Still an attractive home. But the EHT users get an added benefit of seeing this amazing fish tank. Okay? So I do have a video up on it if you want to try it. It's not as hard as it might seem. Give it a shot and see what happens, right? Alright, let's go to my Sugar Bowl. This was my entry to the Sugar Bowl contest, which was just decorate a Sugar Bowl suite. So I took it very literally, because I have a weird sense of humor. I'm a little odd with my sense of humor. Load your boat gently down the stream. Oh, I do owe one other thing before we go. So here is my Sugar Bowl suite. This was my entry. It did not win. I guess my sense of humor wasn't appreciated. But this was, I decided to make for my Sugar Bowl suite a giant Sugar Bowl. So without effects, this is what it looks like. It's just a giant Sugar Bowl. Because I'm a dork. I like having a sense of humor about things. I did promise Badger Mutt something. So let me look at Badger's real quick. Let me check to see which one I owe him. Because I do owe him some. Badger Mutt. Badger Mutt. Old Miss Fails. Okay, Cold Harbor? Did I do his Cold Harbor? I have not. Okay, so he wrote this as storage. However, it's got a cool effect with rocks. So we're here to look at the cool effect, and then that's it. And then I've seen all of his homes, Badger Mutts. If you have any questions, feel free to join my Discord. Ask anything. I usually can answer. If I can't, I can point you to somebody who can, like Swankery or Chrysaea or Bayushi. They're all super helpful. Bayushi I don't think is spending time on my Discord at all, but you could if you wanted to. Ah! I see what they're saying. Just made a cute, goofy... Okay, so somebody was playing with EHT because that to me looks like a dome. So they took the rocks that come standard with this house and made them into a dome. Oh, okay, good. So we're gonna probably end on that storage house because it's funny. And I will catch you all tomorrow. And tomorrow is J Heart's contest, so make sure that if you're going to enter, you're entering. Here is what's going on. Just dates to know. So give it a shot. All right. So I will talk to you folks later. Have a good evening.